One of the most crucial abilities the player is given during their playthrough of Fallout New Vegas is the ability to kill whoever they want just because they want. But what if somebody made enough to God himself Todd Howard to send no one to hell? Can you beat Fallout New Vegas as a pacifist? For those of you who need hand-holding, the only rule for this challenge is that I can't attack anything, meaning no damage inflicted to enemies. As always, I woke up at Doc Mitchell's home after getting some bullets surgically put inside my brain. I named myself Coward the Third and created the perfect male. I stole some stuff from Mitch because I need it more than he does, and I attributed my specials. Here they are. The only thing that really matters is charisma. The rest, well, 10 in luck for no reasons and 10 in endurance, to get shot a bunch of times. My skills were speech, barter and medicine, and my traits were Wild Westland because I don't know. And good-natured because the upsides are more beneficial than the drawbacks for a pacifist build. It gives +5 in non-related combat skills against -5 in related combat skills. I retrieved the stuff the dog stole from me and did some trading with Chet. Since ammo and guns are basically useless, I can sell them, so I bought 7 stimpaks from Chet and took his life savings in the process. Sonny Smiles' dog made me shot some bottles for fun and I went on my way towards the strip. But before going anywhere, I stole a snow globe from someone's grave. In some shack, I picked up some stuff that didn't belong to me, and outside some scorpions saw me as a tasty treat. But I could run compared to this idiot over there. Down Black Mountain, Nils interrupted my nothing and I went through the passageway with the big boulders skiing towards New Horizons. I discovered the siege of Greedy Company, a crime scene, a place filled with peasants, and finally a robot selling guns to anyone who's got the money for it. But I wasn't interested in buying dangerous objects that may hurt someone. I only wanted to sell stuff to make some caps. Even after that I was still a bit short, so I asked the drug dealer and I had enough to get me through the credit check. I lured a bandit through the checkpoint behind me, but since he was a broke bitch, the Securitron shot him. That's the only solution to loneliness. I entered in the strip, got into the Gomorrah, but I wasn't here to gamble. I was just here because I realized that I didn't have the achievement from playing roulette 10 times. So I just did that and got my achievements. I then went to the top, so I wasn't sure on how to proceed. I can't sleep with Benny since I'm not a woman and the rest of the options involve murdering people. Except one. Well, I didn't know that it was an option before, but now I know. I talked Benny into meeting me in the presidential without his guards. We had a talk. I played this game by accepting to work with him. My next objective was to find him in the casino floor, but when he didn't appear even after waiting for hours, I got back into the suit. And the elevator wasn't working anymore. It was an ambush, but weirdly the elevator started to work. I'm not sure the elevator usually starts to work before the guys are dead. But I was able to leave the tops and progress. Whether it's normal or not isn't my problem. I didn't see any interest into going to Sea House now, so I started making my way south towards Cottonwood Cove. I passed through Novak where I bought some stimpaks from Ada, and near Searchlight some veterans sexually assaulted me. Again. I entered into Cottonwood using my invitation card for the birthday of Kaiser. I rode the boat down the river and disarmed when the guards asked me to, even though I'm sure that I don't have any guns already. I'm gonna tell you something now. My only option is to sign with Yasman since everyone hates the Brotherhood of Steel and would ask me to destroy them, and no way to get around except signing with Yasman. So I don't work with House nor Kaiser here. I just want to get the platinum chip for Yasman after. I wished a terrible birthday to Kaiser, so Benny tied up like a piñata at the kid's birthday party and I entered the bunker. Kaiser wanted me to destroy it, but House wanted me to upgrade the Securitrons, but since I'm gonna sign with Yasman, I upgraded the Securitrons. Because it was the most beneficial option for me, and also I have no guns, so only way to destroy the generators for Baldi is to punch them. But I don't want to damage my soft skin. My non-existent guns got confiscated again and Kaiser thought that I carried out his will. So he offered me the opportunity to decide how Benny Man was gonna die. But violence goes against my religion, so I left without deciding how Benny was gonna die. I got back to the strip and before letting Yasman take the wheel, I went to Sea House to get the caps from the snow globe and his payment for my job. He kidnapped me and brought me to a show. It was mediocre at best, so I had to take House out of the equation. My speech skill reached 100 and I decided to take House out now. So I entered into House's special chamber and disabled his control over the place. So he's as useless as wheels on a horse. Back in the tops, Benny's friends were still hostile, being passive-aggressive around me, until I attempted to interact with them where they became hostile. On a completely different floor, I interacted with Yasman. I invited him at a sleepover in the Lucky 38. He took over and my mission was now to commit every faction. I had already met the Omertas from my roulette adventure. The first one I decided to take care of was the Purple Glove Society, a bunch of cannibals that pretend having manners can compensate for their disturbing past. But it don't, their reputation is already written in stone. So I interacted with their leader and never thought about them ever again. The next one was the Brotherhood of Copper. I had already discovered Hidden Valley in the past, but I wasn't getting Veronica to facilitate the task for me. So I got kidnapped again and Mr. Elder informed me that I had to take care of a ranger that was here on a camping trip in one of the bunkers, and that I'll have a nice collar from the Brotherhood while doing so. I convinced the ranger to leave when I told him the Powder Gang girls often used those bunkers as hideouts, and I got the collar took away from me by the Elder. I knew I was done with the Brotherhood because stealing my collar is something I won't forget, so I left without doing more work for them. The next faction I wanted to meet was the Not So Great Khans. To get to their canyon I had to go through raider-infested territories, which isn't much of a challenge since the raiders, as is implied in their name, are weak-minded creatures, so they didn't run after me for too long. I arrived in Red Rock. I could already have left to go back to Yasman, but I decided that for the first time I wasn't gonna leave the Great Khans on the side. I wanted to work with them, but I don't have a clue on how to do that. So I went to their drug lab, spoke with Jack, couldn't teach him how to make any kind of drugs, so I talked with Diane. She sent me to unhook one of their Christmas decorations at Cottonwood. From the moment I left to the moment I came back after unhooking Enders, less than a minute has passed. But guess what? For my ex, it was not enough. She sent me on something more tedious. She sent me to deliver some drugs to Donald Stetler. So I gave him the package in front of his wife and I had to go to Vault 3 to give a package to Motor Runner himself. I didn't discover Vault 3 yet, so I fast traveled to Cassie's caravan and the NCR was shooting at me due to the armor, and the fact that no faction likes the Great Khans. The raiders outside of the vault shot me, even while wearing the Great Khans armor, but I knew that would happen. Diane told me so. I did the delivery and got chased by a couple of puppies. Diane gave me my money and she had no other jobs for me, so I was done with running drugs for the Khans. So I wanted to get the game done, so I went to the Explosive Freaks. George decided to do a marathon through the bombardment. When the first shells hit near me, I thought the dumb bastard was gonna survive, but yeah, now he's probably dead. I got through by stop-hopping straight through without a care in the world. I got bored and I couldn't have cared less about the boomers. I reported to Yasman. He told me the president was gonna have an accident, but I didn't care about the president, and I had to go to the Eldorado substation to steal the power by overriding it. Doing this overly difficult task without killing anyone is extremely hard. I had to resort to a very old strategy from ancient times, when pretending to care about people wasn't considered as the norm for respect. I entered, ignored the NCR soldiers, overrode the substation and left. I got back to the strip, but knowing that going to the dam now wasn't an option because the video would only last like 8 minutes or whatever, not lasting long enough has been a recurrent problem in my life. At first I wanted to teach Jack how to do some new drugs, but my science skill is too low for that, so I had to level up. To do that I went back to Hidden Valley to see the Brotherhood. And yeah, I know there is a black line down there. That's because I wasn't recording with OBS, because the day before OBS was being a piece of shit like all the time. So I switched, but then I realized the FPS wasn't as much as I wanted, so I'm going back to OBS. The Elder wasn't interested in talking to me, and when he did, he sent me on a scavenge mission. I had to pick up the holotapes of 3 patrols. The first one was very close to the bunker. I still got lost, but that's just because I'm a special idiot. I apparently bothered the whole family of scorpions and finally found my way to the deep hole where the Brotherhood people had the brilliant idea to die at. I picked up the tapes and also their armors, since you can sell them for a good amount of caps. I'm quite sure that I never sold them, but at least I had the intention to do it. I also had the intention to finish this mission, but in Repcon HQ I needed an average level of lockpicking. I still tried to glitch myself through the door but didn't work, and I also tried another door but this one won't work either. So I left and gave up on the Brotherhood. Remember previously when I told you about the missing achievement, I also realized that I never picked up all of the snow globes, so I decided to do that, starting with the Nevis one, which is in the museum where Stupid Kid lives. The second one I wanted to pick was at Jacob's Town, a town made for me. On the way there I found some dead cows and the cazador was doing weird stuff around me. It probably got scared because of the idiots that assaulted me right after, and I don't think I ever hated the game mechanic as much as I hate the stunt effect from this game. Just look at this shit. 10 times in a fucking row and I'm just trying to flee. But anyway, I managed to lose them by stop-hopping my ass away until my heart stopped hopping in my chest. I arrived at Jacobville and Marcus told me to not stare at the Night King, which as a professional idiot it's an invitation to do it. So I had to trade, but nothing happened. And also I picked up the snow globe right before. On my way to the overdam snow globe I had to put my hatred for guns aside, because I saw an unguarded stone, so I shot it to see if I could invoke the pussy that is supposed to guard it, but no one showed up. So I picked up my snow globe and the last two around the strip, one in the vault 21 which is behind the locked door but easily glitched my way through the door. I even did it in only one try when I had to leave. And the last one was in the Lucky 38, hanging with the alcohol in the cocktail lounge behind the cash register. I was scared that I wouldn't get my achievement due to the snow globes from the DLCs that I didn't even know existed, but I got it, so now I went to the dam for the final battle. On the dam, the cans were hostile for no reason. After all I've done for them, they weren't grateful. I had two corpses because I wanted to intimidate people around me, but after that everybody was looking at me like if I was a weirdo. That's bringing some memories from middle school, and yeah, I picked up the cannibal perk at some point. Don't remember if I mentioned it and can't be bothered to even check. I entered inside the confines of the dam and installed Yes Man. The Securitron holding my hands through this hellhole did all the killing for me. I sent the power to the fort, and outside of the inside of the dam I ran past all of the combat, and I just realized that the Securitron reload their own missiles with their tiny arms. The Securitron that was protecting me was still with me when I entered into the Legate camp, so I let him kill some Praetorians and talk the Legate out of the fight. Oliver arrived, I talked him out too, could have asked Yes Man to toss him off of the dam, but then I'd have an implication in his death, which I would not be able to live with. But yeah, with that I beat Fallout New Vegas as a pacifist. And you won't see any pacifist challenge in a while, that shit is boring as hell. And it was a short one because when you can't kill anything, a lot of options close themselves. If you liked the video, leave a like. If you did not appreciate it, well, your mom's a terrible human being and fuck you.